I pledge myself to a New Deal.
The country can't afford another Republican Congress.
Give me your help and your hand and your voice.
Convention week is here, and of course, the speeches by the candidates often make history. They're often the ones we remember. Not always. Sometimes someone else comes along, something else happens, and it ends up being remembered more than the candidates themselves. So we're going to take a look back here at some of the most memorable moments in Democratic convention history. All right, so first up, Ted Kennedy right here, 1980. Democrats had wanted him to run for president. 1968, he said no. 72, he said no. 76, he said no. Then in 1980, he said yes. He ran against President Jimmy Carter in the primaries. Looked like Kennedy was going to win at the beginning. Then the Iran hostage crisis began. There was a big rally around Jimmy Carter. Carter wins the nomination. Kennedy loses at the convention. And then he gives what many people said was the best speech of his life.
We have always been the party of hope. So this year, let us offer new hope. New hope to an America uncertain about the present. A few hours ago, this campaign came to an end. For all those whose cares have been our concern, the work goes on, the cause endures, the hope still lives, and the dream shall never die.
All right, now let's look at a New York governor named Cuomo. I'm not talking about Andrew Cuomo. I'm talking about his father, Mario Cuomo. The year was 1984. It was a dark year for Democrats. Walter Mondale was their candidate. He ended up getting wiped out by Ronald Reagan. He won just one state. But the highlight of the year for Democrats, really the highlight of the entire Reagan era for Democrats, Mario Cuomo, the first-term governor of New York. He came to that podium, he wowed that audience.
A shining city is perhaps all the president sees from the portico of the White House and the veranda of his ranch, where everyone seems to be doing well. But there's another city. There's another part to the shining city. The part where some people can't pay their mortgages, and most young people can't afford one. Where students can't afford the education they need, and middle-class parents watch the dreams they hold for their children evaporate.
Years to come after that convention, they would beg Mario Cuomo to run for president. He never did, but he did give one of the most memorable speeches of all time.
Mr. President, you ought to know that this nation is more a tale of two cities than it is just a shining city on a hill.
All right, this is the 1988 Democratic Convention in Atlanta. Michael Dukakis, the Democrat, is going to run against Vice President George H.W. Bush. And so Democrats picked for their keynote speech Ann Richards of Texas. She went after Bush.
George Bush hasn't displayed the slightest interest in anything we care about. He's like Columbus discovering America. He's found childcare. He's found education. He was born with a silver foot in his mouth.
One of the most memorable put-downs to come out of the Democratic Convention. The crowd went wild there. Of course, Bush did win the election. And then 6 years later, 1994, Ann Richards is governor of Texas. She runs for re-election and she loses George W. Bush. So the Bush family certainly did get their revenge. Now, we talked about Mario Cuomo. He gave that keynote speech in 1984. Everybody loved it, made him a star. Well, history repeated itself. 2004, the keynote speaker, a state legislator from Illinois. He was running for the U.S. Senate. His name was Barack Obama.
There are those who are preparing to divide us. The spin masters, the negative ad peddlers, who embrace the politics of anything goes. Well, I say to them tonight, there is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America. There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America.
He became an instant star. They begged him to run for president. The rest is history. So things are going to be a little different this year, obviously. You're not going to have big crowds. You're not going to have all that energy. You're still going to have speeches. We're going to see, can convention speeches in the pandemic era resonate like some of the others before it?
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here. And click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.